This is Slasher at MLG Vegas 2016. I am here with Nathan, also known as xRetzi, on Team Rise. You got to play your second Overwatch tournament, your debut Overwatch tournament for the second time after that great MSI experience. And you had to go through a rough match to start off MLG Vegas with an 0-2 against a pretty strong Fnatic team. What do you think was the main fault and problem with the first match?
A lot of it was the meta. I mean, we're a team that relies heavily on our DPS players to make plays and play high skill cap heroes, and we're not known for tanks, and some of it was land jitters as well.
How significant would you say the land jitters are compared to the meta issues?
Not much at all. It's mostly the meta, honestly, because I mean, we're not used to playing tanks. We haven't been running it for very long. It kind of just sprung on top of us after the MSI situation. So we've been trying to scramble and learn it as fast as we can.
I mean, you and Spirit are both known for your DPS play, mainly Genji and McCree. Between both of you, Midnight's also been playing Zarya for like the last 5 months straight. That's because of how the meta has dictated it. Why did you then decide to go for tanks yourself, even though you didn't have the same type of experience as other teams do?
I think it's just we haven't seen much success otherwise from any teams. Like against quad tanks, most of the time they aren't winning unless they're running quad tank. Or at least it's been the situation for us. I mean, we've tried some stuff sometimes and it just hasn't been working. So we've had to resort to it, honestly.
Do you believe that's part of the problem going up against Fnatic today? Do you think maybe you should be going back to more what you're better at? Are you thinking about that heading into your match tomorrow, which will be do or die?
I think definitely we're going to look at some more comp switches because we've just realized that we're not going to be able to perform and beat everyone, which we want to do with quad tank. I think we're going to be looking at some swaps, yeah.
What do you think about the overall play today between all the teams that you've seen? Anyone stand out to you, team or player, do you think has a good shot, of course, except yourselves, of winning this whole thing?
I think Cloud9 looks really strong, and they definitely have a shot if they can continue playing consistently and if they can make their Symmetra Torb stuff work really well.
Symmetra Torb giving Ana 350 health. The best or greatest thing to ever happen to Overwatch?
Oh, greatest. I mean, I love it. Next to Ana's release, I mean, this is the most happy I've been.
See, he agrees. So coming into this tournament, there were a few things that were talked about amongst especially the pro players, one of them being predetermined map drafts, which were pretty outspoken by the majority of the professional community, including your teammates, some other interviews that they did. Now, after having played a few games under predetermined map drafts here, what are your overall thoughts about all this? Has it changed now that you've played a few games?
I mean, playing like their maps we're used to, so it's okay for us. But in general, I think it's a really bad system. It limits team strategies coming into matches, like they can't draft to their strengths. And I think you're trying to force too many maps on players, and it's arbitrarily weakening other teams.
Do you believe that it has hurt you so far this weekend? Rise has actually been known as a pretty good map drafting team. Does not having that ability have an impact on your tournament performance?
I think specifically us, we have maps that we are really strong on, and some we're not so strong on, and then some we just can't play. So not being able to draft towards that specific style that we have is really weakening us, actually.
Is having you play on 2CP part of that problem?
I mean, definitely. 2CP, not a game type we play, not a game type we like. A lot of pro players have come to the consensus that it's just not a very balanced game type, and being forced on it is definitely hurting us.
Would you like to see Blizzard implement a more normalized map draft, or do you believe that a more maybe in the middle type of negotiation approach might have to come?
I mean, ideally, I would like the former to be brought about. Like, if we could just draft, that'd be okay. I think their system would be better if there was less maps in like an official pool, or just balancing 2CP in the first place. Just making it to where we don't have to practice too many maps, where we actually can't. It's not possible. It'd be the best situation for us, for everyone.
Now, the other issue I think maybe people talked about today is that there is no official LAN here. LAN client here at this tournament. You were not able to experience anything at MSI. But it's not included at IEM. It's not included at OGN. The last tournament to have it was BlizzCon itself, along with Gamescom quite a long time ago with ESL. You are kind of young and you haven't been to really any LANs before, so you might not know that experience. But can you as a competitor, do you believe that LAN is a necessity at these events?
I think definitely. Like, I think I should have the ability to play on the best I can play, the best situation, the best peripherals, the best computers, which are provided, and the best connection, which is LAN. No delay. It feels like I'm playing at home, and that's not how it should be.
Is it a requirement, or is still playing online with a low ping as long as you're close to the server an okay thing to have in a major tournament like this?
I think other games have set a precedent that it should be required to have LAN clients on LAN. I mean, it just makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense to me. I think it'd be a great idea too. So before we get you out of here, you're kind of new to this whole esports thing, right? What are your impressions coming to an MLG event? You know, I think you probably watched MLG events growing up. How does it feel to be part of this whole esports experience?
It's surreal, honestly. I grew up watching MLG casters like cast Halo and stuff. Looked up to like all these players on teams when I was first starting to play the game, and now playing against them and having your idols become your rivals is definitely really exciting.
I mean, of course, beating them is the next step too. Do you feel like Rise is a long way to go to make that happen?
I think we have work to do. A lot of people do. I mean, we've got issues we need to resolve, adjustments we need to make, but it's all part of the process. I think we can get there.
Well, I wish you good luck in the rest of your tournament. And as our interviews have had so far today, I've been dedicating at least one question to our man-in-chief, Travis Gafford. And I want to ask you about this jacket and this hair. I'm a huge fan of the hair. I'm currently rocking the man bun for like the last maybe year or so, but a big, long hair dude. Liking the style here. Where does this all come from?
Lots of money. My hair, I don't know. Pretty much my generation. A lot of boys have long hair now. I don't know. Been cultivating it for a while. The jacket was actually a present.
Are you going to keep the hair growing?
For the foreseeable future, but I will probably end up cutting it and letting it regrow.
Well, why don't you keep growing until you win? Are you afraid it's never going to stop?
I might set a Guinness World Record that way, but I'll take you up on that. I'll grow my hair until I win.
Okay, well, you got to keep up that fashion style. Look at these kicks, too. You got to get a shot of this, okay? This is your next man in Overwatch. This has been the Travis Gafford segment. Stay tuned to Yahoo Esports to coverage all weekend long of MLG Vegas 2016.